Okay.
A butter and a boat. Ready?
Yeah, just a second, okay?
And you could.
Give me 2 seconds, okay? We'll take a picture, I promise. Yes! Hey everybody, it's Maddie from the Itty Bitty Homestead Committee, and I figured that tonight would be as good as night as any to get some quilting done. And I know I need to schedule these and be better about these, but until my children are a little older, there's no such thing as scheduling in this house. We are going to fly by the seat of our pants and we are going to enjoy every second of it, because otherwise we are going to lose it. So today we are going to get started on this quilt that I talked about last week. So excited to get started on that. And this is my little co-host for the night. This is my eldest, and she is just about as obsessed with quilting as I am. Yes, she wanted me to tell you her name is Sydney. So, yes. Does that make you happy? She also wanted me to show you her embroidery book that she brought up that she is going to work on while I am using the big cutting devices that could hurt fingers. So we're gonna get started and going into our quilting, and I am like super excited to get working on this quilt because it's not going to be a hard quilt, to be honest. Like, looking at the pattern, it's just like basic squares and everything, but it's like really interesting. Sydney says it looks like a hard quilt, so we'll see who's right. How's that sound, buddy? You want your book back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But this one for you to use everything good thing if you want to make something, because there's a lot of pages you can do, like your sock and I already saw. Like, it's so many teeth. There's also some flowers I already saw.
There's some flowers too?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a flower at the front.
Are you gonna make those flowers?
I don't know how to quilt.
Oh, that's okay. You can help me.
But you can quilt it.
Yes, I could quilt it. So, I don't know if y'all saw my last video or if you have seen my my last video where I kind of showed you everything you need. But if you don't, you can always save this video for later, or if you need to pause it real quick and go run and get your stuff, I won't blame you. I am going to shut the door real quick because Rick is screaming, so give me 2 seconds.
Mom, is it 2 kitties? No, wait, 3 kitties.
3 kitties.
Yeah.
Alright, so the first thing I am going to do, and I've been kind of trying to figure out, the main piece of this quilt is what's called a fussy cut, right? And that's basically where you take your fabric and you cut it out so that the pattern just kind of like shows off like the best part of that fabric. And I've decided that this is going to be my showcase fabric, and it's going to be the part that I fussy cut. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's little green and black giraffes. It is just adorable. I do need to take my little... Yes, there's some white too, Sydney wanted to point out. But I'm just going to take that out. And if you are a member of the quilting police, don't watch this, because I'm probably going to do things that you don't like, including not ironing my fabric first right off the bat. I might iron later, but I don't want to iron. Yeah, I'm going to quilt without that. It's okay.
How are you going to do it?
You'll see how I do it. You're so impatient. Also, tonight, because nothing says anxiety-filled moments like coffee, I am going to be drinking coffee at like 8 o'clock at night. Yes, I do like it. So, the first thing that the pattern says is to, if you're following the pattern directly, you're going to take your dark orange print and cut 12 4.5-inch wide squares, and that's for your fussy cut. And yeah, so let's get started. We're going to do 12 4.5-inch squares. I am going to move the camera, so it might be a little disorienting. What I do when I cut my squares is that, oh, we have messages coming in. What I do when I cut my squares is I get my rotary blade and my ruler, and that's kind of how I cut my squares. If you have scissors, which I don't know how you do it, I don't do the scissors thing, but if you have scissors, you can use your scissors. I'm going to use my rotary blade, and I'm going to move the camera. So, I'm going to move y'all down so that you can see what I'm doing.
Oh, there's a lot of yellow stuff.
There we go. Make sure the live chat is up. Okay. Just in case somebody is saying hi, because, you know, sometimes that happens. All right. So, if you look at my mat, there are like little numbers along here on both sides. So basically, you see it? Mm-hmm. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to line the fabric up and cut my little 4.5 squares. Normally what I do is I'm going to take my fabric, and if you are part of the fabric police, don't watch, because I am going to drive someone nuts with this, because I am not going to iron anything, and I know I'm probably going to get yelled at some point for it. If any of my quilting friends are watching, I'm going to get yelled at, but it's okay, because I am enjoying it. So if you want to unfold your fabric completely, that's fine. What I do is I actually line up my edges so that I can like cut fewer times, because I'm lazy. And if you aren't taking shortcuts when you're quilting, you're a liar. You're a liar because you're taking shortcuts, and I know you're taking shortcuts. It's just you're not telling anyone you're taking shortcuts, and that's okay. You can take shortcuts here. I'm not going to tattle on you. So I'm going to line up my edges here so that everything is nice and even. And then I'm going to line my edge up on the 0 mark. Right there. Then I'm going to take just a tickle. And then I'm going to take my ruler, move it out to 4.5. And if you want to like move your markings up a little bit so that you can see your numbers, you don't have to be right on the edges or the bottom. You can like totally just like move it around. It's glorious. It's great. There are no rules in quilting. And if somebody tells you there are rules, then go find new quilting friends. There are never rules. You can do whatever you want, because it's arts and crafts. And you're an adult, so you can do whatever you want. I'm just making sure it's even, because I have a bad habit of cutting things crooked. All right, so 4.5, 4.5. And y'all, nothing is more satisfying than a sharp rotary blade. Like, so nice. So I got those. So that'll probably make me a few. And then I'm going to move my fabric over, because I am lazy, and I will cut the other squares in a minute. I'm just going to make 4.5-inch strips, because, again, I am lazy. And that's okay. Again, there are no rules in quilting. And if I want to do this, it's going to be perfect. Because you want to know why, y'all? Handmade gifts are always perfect, because they come from a place of love. And I had a friend once who told me, if you cannot spot the mistake driving 100 miles an hour down the road, so like if you're looking at it driving 100 miles down the road and you can't see a mistake, it doesn't exist. So that means that little mistakes don't exist, ever. So there's another 4.5, and again, we're making 12 of these. So I have my strips. I have a single string keeping this thing together, y'all. The string is rude. There we go. All right, now that I have my 4.5-inch strips, I'll show you how I make my 4.5-inch squares. So you have these strips, right? And then you just line your strip edge up on the line, and I can do like 2 at a time. Now, you're supposed to fussy cut these, right? So you're supposed to like make the fabric to where it shows off the little giraffes. And yeah, I could do that. Like, it'd be cute. I can move things around, make the giraffes look awesome. I might do that. So I might actually unfold this to see if I can make like this little green giraffe, right? Like, he's gonna be the star of his own little piece. Like, it's gonna be cute. So how do I make a nice 4.5-inch square without like fitting it in here? And that's these lovely, lovely squares right here. So 4.5 inch by 4.5 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. I gotta think about how I actually do this because I haven't used the squaring device in a while, and I thought I had some really cool rulers around here like that were actually like little 4-inch cubes, and I honestly don't know where I put them, which, y'all, to be honest, it's not hard for me to lose my quilting supplies because I'll get like 6 projects going at once, and then I'll put all the supplies I need into one area, and then I'll like completely forget that they exist. And I really hope that I haven't been missing anything in the live chat. It doesn't look like I have been, but if I am missing y'all, I do apologize because sometimes I am a little spastic and I do get carried away with myself and I get all distracted, which, nothing new. But we're going to make 12 4.5-inch squares. At least get that done by tonight. It's going to be great.
This is the webinar 4.
I know that's 11, but when you line it up, see how it says 4? And see this half line? That's how you make 4.5. So yes, that says 11, but it also says 17. It makes sense. Anyways, we're going to make cute little giraffe squares, and I'm going to fussy cut this somehow to make it adorable. Hey, don't pull it, don't pull it, don't pull it. Thank you. If you pull it, it moves the fabric and then the line gets crooked, okay? I know you're trying to help, but if you pull it, it's gonna be crooked. Deal? Okay. Do you want something to make flowers? Okay, let's see what we got in the... Here. How about one of these? You want a little half square? Okay.
But can I get on the skeleton?
You want a skeleton?
Yeah.
Y'all, if I have like extra fabric, I cut them into usable pieces. And look at this. It's a skeleton. It's from my my youngest's sugar skull quilt. It's amazing. I love it. It is. I love that quilt. It is downstairs. You normally like fold them and make them into pretty flowers.
I don't know how to fold it.
You normally do, bud.
I don't know.
Okay, well, let me finish cutting these, and do you want to be my square holder? Okay, you can be my square holder, deal? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to move y'all back down so that you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So again, we're going to do little 4.5-inch squares, and we're going to do 12 of these. And my Fitbit just told me it's about time for bed, but little does my Fitbit know that I am drinking coffee. Poor Fitbit. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. And again, I like to use little shortcuts, so I am going to move to the 9 because sometimes I can math. It's not often I can math, but sometimes I can math. And if you are using a rotary blade, you need to be like super, super careful because it's like really easy to like slice your fingers. I haven't had an accident with a rotary blade yet, and I've been quilting now for, how old are you?
4.
For about 5 years. So, I've been quilting. I know you're 4, but I started quilting like right before you were born. So, hey, I have a couple squares for, there they are. I have a couple squares for you to hold. Sound good? There's 2. I need 12. How many more do I need?
12.
Well, no, I already have 2, so how many's left? I am really excited for this quilt, y'all. Like, it's gonna be awesome. And I would love to hear, like, if y'all aren't into quilting, like, what are you working on? What are you doing right now? Like, it's kind of cold, it's kind of dreary. I can't be the only one who is not wanting to go outside into the mud and the snow and the cold. So I would like love to see what y'all are into because, you know, it's winter time. And if y'all are out here in the winter doing things, I applaud you because in the winter I turn into a potato. That is number 4. 9. I'm gonna move this over. Like, I am a true potato in the winter. Not even like a hot potato. I'm like a cold, chunky couch potato. Like, I don't want to go for my
Could
runs.
you use the skeleton, pretty please?
We'll use the skeleton somehow. We can make it into a quilt tag.
Perfect.
But yeah, I would love to hear what like y'all do in the winter when it's cold and there's not really much to do, unless of course you have the amazing capabilities to like actually like go outside and it be like above freezing. That would be nice. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 13 and a half, because it is, y'all, it is way too cold up here. Like, the only time I contemplate like moving away forever is when it is this time of year, because I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And then that has a little tag off the side of it. So I'm gonna go put that in my scrap bin because it's not really the best.
Some of these have strings.
I know some of them have strings. Alright, so we get that lined up and we have another strip unit to turn into little tiny squares.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Just a second. I'm gonna get more coffee.
Move that out of your way.
Thank you. Can I see? Alright, thank you.
Here's this for you.
Oh, you're the best.
For you.
And y'all, I promise that once things get more like settled in, I will definitely start scheduling these so y'all know when I am live. But like for now, this is kind of the best I can really do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here you go.
Did you count
So I need 2 more. Yes, I did. So I need 2 more. So we'll go 4.5. We'll hit. Yes, I did. I counted the skeleton, I promise. Alright, we'll get that set up. I love these little giraffes, y'all. Like, they are so stinking adorable. Like, ugh. I found these almost 5 years ago. I found this fabric when I was living down in Louisiana. And I made a quilt for a friend of mine back home for her very first child. And she wanted a unisex quilt because she was having a baby. And I was kind of just given free range, and it was neon, it was bright, it was beautiful, and it was a nice quilt. It was a fun quilt to quilt. I really enjoyed that. I miss that friend, but I don't really talk to her much. Maybe I'll have to say hi to her. But this quilt I'm making is for one of my bestest friends ever, who we were in the Army together, and we used to see each other like every single weekend, and we would have little anime marathons. I loved that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, technically 13. I'm gonna do one more block or strip of these just in case one fussy cut. Oh, and Sydney Sugar Skull. I'm gonna do one more fussy cut of these guys just in case I like one just a smidgen better, because choices are important sometimes. And maybe I can get a better cut on one of these guys. There we go. All right, we have our giraffes done. And look at these guys. Look how cute they are. They are just the cutest. I love this fabric, y'all. And again, quilting police are not going to enjoy what I was just doing. Maybe someday I will use a iron, but probably not. All right, so I'm going to take my excess fabric. I'm going to set it aside so it's not in the way. And then I'm going to take my adorable little giraffes. Huh? Maybe I can find it. All right. My iron is in the closet, you weirdo. All right, so next, let's see what else we're going to do, Sid. All right, next it says from green print, which is the slicey, dicey ones, right? Yeah. So for my green print, so I did modify this pattern a little bit, right? So it's supposed to be like a blue, green, reddish type of quilt, and we're doing it like a more of a gray, black, white kind of quilt. And I mean, I am really excited about it, to be honest. So I think what I'm gonna do for my green, do I actually want to? So the thing is I could do the green around it, or I could do the white around it. I have enough material for both. So let's see here. Do 14 1 1/2 inch strips. From strips, cut 48 B rectangles and 96 1 1/2 by 3 E rectangles. That's a lot of rectangles, not gonna lie. I could, how much is it calling for? The green print, just so I don't run out, because I don't want it to be odd looking. Oh, it's only 5/8 yards, so it's about a yard of fabric. That's not too bad. I can technically do any of it. So the question is if I have my little thing right here, do I want to do like a solid green, like this?
Green.
You think I should do a solid green?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Another thing you could do with that
All right, Sid. Sydney, what do you think? Should I do the solid green or the white? So if y'all are tuning in, this is kind of what I'm trying to decide for. So if you look at the quilt pattern, the green around the center blocks. So you have the center blocks here, right? That's where my giraffes are going to be. So that's going to be like this fabric, right? And I'm trying to figure out what to put around that fabric. So see the green right here, like the little squares? So I'm trying to figure out what to put around. I could be like, so my question is, around those squares, do I want to do like a green like this, or do I want to do like a white? Yeah, I see those butterflies. Those are beautiful. I can make them one day.
Yeah, whatever color you have.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be so cool. What color do you think I have?
Blue, because you have it up there.
Oh, I have blue up there?
Yeah, you think that's on your here's the picture big flowers.
Oh, okay.
The ones that are not closed. The ones that are open.
Oh, the ones that are open?
Yeah.
Okay, you think I should do the green, right?
Yep.
Okay, Sydney says green, therefore green it is going to be. And out of these greens, I need to cut 48 48. Am I doing this right? Probably not. Oh, I see what it is. It's 1.5 wide by 4.5 long. I was reading it as 4.5 blocks, and my brain was so confused. All right, so I need to make 48 1.5 inch by 4.5 inch B rectangles. So get my little squares here. And I am going to turn them into rectangles. I don't know what this project was. I think it actually might have been a project I've been doing before, or maybe I was just busting scraps. I don't know, but they're already in nice little squares, and that's nice. So let's see here. It says that I need to get them into 1.5 inches, so we're going to do that first. And I am going to set that up. And I'm going to do 4.5, that's 1.5. So I'm gonna do like little 1.5 inch strips, and then I will worry about cutting them into 4.5 inches. So I'm just gonna, so if you're following along, we're making rectangles. And they're fun rectangles. So there's 1.5, that's 6. And the best thing about using scraps is you're busting your scraps, and that's a good thing because we want to get the scraps busted and taken care of. I have a lot of scraps, to be honest. And any time that I can use those scraps means that I have room for more fabric. Because I have put myself on a no fabric buy now for a few months. Because I was like, Madison, you have too many scraps. And you shouldn't have that many scraps that you're not using because you're not using them, and that is a waste of fabric. Is that going to make 1.5 inches, or am I going to, nope, that's not going to make 1.5 inches. So I have this little bit left. That's okay. I'll put that in my excess, and I can use that later. Well, actually, it might be too thin. That might go into my string quilt. So I have multiple, like, different projects going on, and yeah, so if you have extra fabric like this, right, that you can't use in your pattern that you're currently using, you can cut it into little blocks, right? So I have like just hordes. I'm kind of like a dragon in that way. I have like hordes of just random like different size squares. So like this is my 3.5 inch one, and something I really want to do, I want to do a rainbow quilt of 1.5 inches. Like on this corner, I want to start in black, and up on this corner, I want to start in white, and I want to do all the colors in between. And I just think that'd be fun, right?
Yeah, pink.
And pink would be in there. You are totally right, my dear.
It's my favorite color.
Pink is your favorite color?
Yeah.
Hi, Black's Tropical Homestead. Sydney, can you wave and say hi? This is my quilting buddy tonight, and I'm having a lot of fun with her. She chose the fabric that we're using and where it's going, so she is a huge help tonight. And then I also get to spend a little time with her because she is an elusive little monster that likes to hide away. Yes, you are. I'm also drinking way too much coffee, and I need to slow down because I'm going to run out of coffee. And if I run out of coffee, I'm going to be sad because it's coffee, and I'm drinking coffee at 8 o'clock at night. There's something wrong with my brain sometimes, but I love coffee. Like, I don't even think the caffeine really does anything, and I say that, and I'm going to be up till, like, watch, I'm going to be up till, like, 10. Aw, she knows what she's doing. Yes, she does. She is so good at picking colors and, like, matching things up. She is such a great help, and, like, she has a better eye for this stuff than I do. Like, I just, like, cut things up and kind of just do the thing. This little monster, like, actually, like, she'll sit there and she'll be like, Mommy, this looks better, or Mommy, you should put that there because that's the better one. That's the better color, Mommy. Or she says, or it's prettier. Sydney, you can talk out loud, baby. Or are you shy? You're shy? That's okay. You can be shy. But yeah, she is so good at choosing the colors and the fabric. Though, so this morning we were checking on the baby bunnies, right? And I asked Sydney, I'm like, Sydney, baby, do you want to hold a baby bunny? And she was so excited. She's like, yeah, Mommy, I want to hold a baby bunny. And she's holding the baby bunny, and the baby bunny pees on both of us.
Gross.
It was gross. You didn't like that?
Gross.
It was gross, but it was a baby bunny.
I'm talking about the pee.
Yeah, I know. I know the pee was gross, but that's part of babies. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so, oh, y'all, if you aren't following me on Instagram, I posted a photo. We have brand new breeds of rabbit here on the homestead. Well, we will soon. So I got a silver fox rabbit. She is currently weaning off her mother. She is about, what is she? She's 7 weeks old. We haven't named her yet, and we're gonna just let her grow out and keep her for a little while. And then my friend from down the road is going to let me use one of her bucks to breed her so that we can get a couple lines. The ones we had in the house yesterday, the black ones. No, not that one. Is that bunny black, you silly girl? So silly. So yeah, I am super excited about that. And then, if y'all don't follow me on TikTok, I accidentally had a video go viral. And I didn't even mean for it to. And, ooh, let me go follow over there. I'm ready to wean Lala's wild babies. They keep eating all her... Oh, they're eating her food. Weaning... Don't get me wrong. I love weaning babies. Like, weaning baby bunnies is so exciting because it means that you are starting a new chapter, and it is just the best feeling in the world because you can move on to another litter and you can start watching those babies grow and like get better. But at the same time, it's terrifying Yeah, you can go get a blankie, sweetie. It is terrifying because I'm always worried about like GI stasis, which is kind of where they like transfer completely off of mommy's milk into solid foods, and they can have like GI problems. And I'm always terrified for that. But oh, they're ready to wean. Your babies are so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh, I've been watching like your little like day blank to blank of them growing, and it just makes my heart so happy because I'm like, oh my god, the babies are getting so big. And it's just, I love watching those babies grow. You think you would get tired of baby bunnies, and I don't know if it's just me being a bunny spaz, but I love, no matter what, seeing new baby bunnies always gives me like this like happy little thrill. So it's just, I love baby bunnies. But I'm super excited to see how those babies go, and I'm super excited also to see like which rabbits you choose to keep in your breeding program, because I know for a little while you we talked about you wanted to maybe keep that black bunny, but I'm not sure if you decided otherwise because of conformation. I love them so much. I never see them nurse anymore. Just eat a lot and drink a lot. That's perfect. That's where you want them to be. If they are eating on their own, drinking on their own, that is the perfect option, because like that means they are ready and there's less likely to be troubles when you're weaning them off. Like that's like totally where you want to be with that, because that means that, you know, Lala is doing a good job getting those babies ready to get the heck out of the nest. So, oh, that's so exciting. As I say, yay, they're gonna be out of the nest. Now, I will say, this is kind of, so the phase from weaning up until, I do my butchering around 16 to 20 weeks, because I want a nice thick skin on my Rex, so that when I process my skins and I tan my skins, they're a bit thicker, so that when I stretch them, they're less likely to rip. This is kind of the boring part. So, because they're teenagers, they're gangly. A lot of them are really ugly because they're like long and they're not filled out quite yet. So this is like my boring phase, is like the teenage phase. But once they hit 16 to 20 weeks, that's where I like to like choose which of my ones I'm going to keep. Unless they have like obvious faults, right? So like if I have a chocolate castor, or if I have a broken without a nose mark, I'm just gonna put them up either, I'm gonna give them a chance to go to like pet homes, or I'm going to give them a chance to go to maybe another breeder who doesn't mind dealing with those problems. But other than that, I just kind of hold still, which, y'all, I'm super excited, super excited, because we should be breeding 1 and 2 with Alpha in February. And then Blue, I bred Blue to Coco. No, wait, no. I bred Blue to Gigi, my bad. So they're half siblings. And in theory, this next litter, as long as Blue caught, we should be having some blue-eyed white babies. Y'all, we're gonna have blue-eyed whites again. I'm so excited, because this generation was Vienna marked, so they didn't show any obvious signs of carrying the Vienna gene other than Solstice. So we didn't have any blue-eyed whites, and I was sad, because blue-eyed whites are my passion project. That is the breed, or that is the color of the Mini Rex breed I love. So I'm super excited, and I really hope, I have a 25% chance with this breeding of getting a blue-eyed white. So I'm nervous, I'm excited. I think Blue is pregnant. I palpated her yesterday, and I didn't feel any beans, but she was tight up in her abdomen. So what I'm gonna do is, she should need a nesting box next Thursday. So I'll put the nesting box in there. I'm going to remove Sai, and I'm going to remove Kit, her 2 male kits, and I'm going to leave Chessie in there. Praying for success. Yes, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But I'm gonna leave her, she has 3 kits. I'm gonna leave the female in there with her. That way she doesn't like form any mastitis or anything. And then I'll see if she starts doing any like nesting behaviors, and I'll take out her female kit the day before she's going to give birth. That way she has a little bit of a window to where she can give birth to her babies and like not worry about it. But I also don't want to remove the kits like too fast, because I don't want to worry about her getting like mastitis or anything, because, you know, for any of you who have had like babies and nursed babies, mastitis is not fun. I still can't feel anything when I try. We are keeping the black bunny, I think. Yes, so it takes practice. The I've noticed, especially with like smaller breeds, it's not necessarily that I feel the babies, because for one, my bunnies can't be fat, and my bunnies are a little chunky. But what I feel is when you feel down into the back of the rabbit, the abdomen feels tight. If you feel a not pregnant rabbit at the same time as your pregnant rabbit, a non-pregnant rabbit's kind of squishy in the abdomen, but a pregnant rabbit, they feel tight, and you can feel the harder uterus. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Maybe I'll have to make a video about palpating, because it can be kind of confusing, and it's kind of annoying at the same time because you second guess yourself constantly. Okay, I'm glad I could kind of explain that, and I'm excited to see your journey with these bunnies, and so you are keeping the black bunny, which is super exciting, because that's going to be awesome. Are you all planning on doing line breeding and breeding it back, or are you all breeding it to is it a male or a female? Because I was just curious if you're doing line breeding, right? So if it's a female, you would breed it back to the dad, or if it's a buck, you breed it back to the mom, dependent. Or if you were planning on, if it was a male breeding it to your other doe. Just because I'm curious. Because you can line breed, but not very. There are some people that don't like line breeding. It's kind of a personal preference. Personally, I like line breeding. Black bunny is a female. Okay, so are you gonna breed her back to dad then, or are you going to wait to breed her out of a buck from your other doe? Just because like I said, I'm curious, and I like these things, and I talk way too much about bunnies. Haha. Yeah, because line breeding, I found success in line breeding, right? Because you can actually kind of guess what you're going to get, and you can so for instance, I breed Coco and his kids together. I know that I'm going to have a decent depth and a nice full rump, but they're a little long in the shoulders sometimes. But I know that, and I know to expect it, because that's the line I work with. If I breed my new buck Strawberry, in theory, I think I know what I'm going to get, but not necessarily, because it's new blood, and he might throw something weird. So, I don't know. Which, super excited to breed Strawberry. I'm going to breed him with one of my girls in March. My goal, I normally have about 1 to 2 litters a month, especially as we start getting warmer. And y'all, I just had my first 4-H kid contact me, and they were looking for their first 4-H bunny. So the 4-H bunny lookers have begun. I am so excited. We are going to get 4-H kids in here. It's going to be great. I love this time of year, and I love that kids get into this stuff, right? And they actually want to get into the rabbit hobby. I think that it is amazing to take the new generation and build their confidence and their understanding of anything that has to do with farming. So FFA, 4-H, I love those programs. I'm also kind of biased because I grew up in those programs. So, and I showed horses. That was my big thing in high school. I rode horses, and I still have my 2 horses out back. But 4-H is also where I got into bunnies. Yes, teach them while they are young, because while they're young, they actually kind of care, and then you get into that teenage phase where they don't care about anything. But these are good life skills to have, and it teaches patience. It teaches understanding of where their food comes from. I love teaching the kids while they're young. My favorite age group is Clover Buds. So it's this age group, and they are so much fun just because they are wild. They do the most, and it is hilarious. I love it. Though I've been hearing stories from some of the kids. They're like, yeah, last year I showed rabbits and they didn't tell me it was a meat pen. So they thought they got to keep the rabbit afterwards, and it was actually a butcher project. So they would sell the rabbits to butcher, and some of those kids are gonna have issues. They were like, yeah, I didn't know. It's hi. But yeah, it is. Meat pens are not fun for little kids, but I will say with 4-H, yeah, it is kind of funny. Like, in hindsight, it's funny, right? While it's happening and your kid is bawling their eyes out, it is not funny. But in hindsight, it's kind of funny. Um, just because, we all have a dark, morbid sense of humor. And yeah, but there are other projects you can do that are like not meat pen related. But I will say the return on investment is a great influence for like kids. Like my little sister Nikki shows pigs, right? And she works so hard on those pigs, and I always get a kick. She always names those pigs some weird things. I know like one year she had a pig named Marshmallow. Of course you have the stereotypical names of like bacon and sausage. I wish she was on here so she could tell me more of those names because Nikki has some interesting naming techniques, but she works so hard and she always has like 2 pigs every year. And when they show these pigs, they actually get to put them in an auction, and then the community will like bet on those pigs, and they can get like a little pocket money. Or some of them get enough money to where they can buy themselves a car. Like, it is insane, some of those. I've also seen a lot of return for investments on like steer projects. So they take like a bull calf and they like send it to meat. I don't know if it's called a meat pen or not. I was never into cows, but they have a big sales auction, and the kids can like parade their cows around. We also had like sheep. Sheep was another big one. Goats were another big one. And the kids, like, they get to show off their thing, but they also get a little money so that they actually get a little bit of pride and a little. I love pigs. Yes, I love pigs too. And I'm trying to convince Danny that we need a pig. And I don't think Danny is going for it. And I don't think that's fair because I think a pig would be great on the homestead. And it would be wonderful if we could get a pig. But apparently, we don't need a pig because we have a goat. And I could get a pig if I got rid of my goat. But how can we get rid of Max? Max is so much fun. He gets out of the fencing like 3 times a day and gets on top of the vehicles. How is that not fun? So, and I can't just get rid of Dallas's emotional support goat. My horse needs her emotional support goat. So, I gotta somehow convince him that we need both a goat and a pig. Or a cow. I've been also trying to convince him to get a cow. I tried to get him to say yes to an ostrich yesterday. My husband shut it down fast enough. We should form an alliance. We need to form an alliance of convincing the husbands that we need pigs. Don't know how we're going to do that, but we're going to have to figure that out because we need pigs. Pigs are a great investment on the homestead, so I've been told. But how are we going to convince them? It's a good question. We'll get it figured out though. We are going to figure out how to get them to say yes to pigs, or I'm going to bring an emu home. I'm going to get in trouble one of these days for the random things I bring home, but it's okay because Danny the other day mentioned that he wanted a tiger. So if he brings home a tiger, that means I get a free pass to bring home whatever I want, right? But that's how this works. If he brings home a tiger, I get to have an ostrich, an emu, a pig, and a goat. Right? That's how this works. But in all seriousness, he's not bringing a tiger home. That's. I don't know the licensing here in Colorado. I knew that growing up in Ohio, the licensing for tigers was like nothing. And then Terry Thompson happened, and we had a bunch of loose tigers. So much so that they put our school on lockdown because there were a bunch of wild animals running around. That's a fun story right there. How many people can say that their school got put on lockdown not because of an active shooter, but because wild animals were prowling? And I'm not just talking like tigers. There were lions, there were bears, there were chimpanzees. Oh no tiger. If he gets a tiger, you get 3 animals. That's what I'm saying. But like, I think a tiger is a horrible idea. At least a pig is less likely to kill me. I'm not saying the percent is 0 because pigs could and then they would eat you, but there's a less likely chance with a pig compared to a tiger. But then again, tigers are kind of cool, but it's a bad idea. No tigers, at least till we don't have kids on the property. I think that's a fair trade. We can get a tiger in our retirement. What was that movie where the kid was stuck in the ocean on a boat with a tiger? Does anybody remember what I'm talking about? It was a while back, but I can't remember the name. But it was such a weird movie. The animation on it was trippy, very trippy. But oh, I'm getting quail, y'all. I am getting quail really soon. That is going to be a lot of fun. We are looking at getting, most definitely, kids are still home. Yes, with the kids being home, we need to limit the amount of dangerous animals. And then again, I have a husky. That husky, like, took my knee out. My knee right now, my left knee, is 3 times the size of my other knee because I was outside taking the trash out, and it was dark, and Kiwi decided to plow into me and dislocate it. Because I was standing here and she went thunk, and my knee went k, and yeah. So now it's like this big. And it does, it's like sometimes it hurts, but most of the time it's just like a lot of pressure. Yeah, the other one that's not that big, that one's fine. But yeah, it's like huge and it's kind of painful, and it's made it to where I can't get stuff done just because I can't move it properly, which is really aggravating. So we were just talking about the quail. My husband eats so many eggs, not sure if it's a benefit for us. So I guess it would depend on how many quail you have, right? So quail eggs, my quail eggs are delicious, and apparently they start laying eggs around like 8 to 10 weeks, which is a lot sooner than chickens. So if you have a lot of them, it could be beneficial. And because you rotate them out, yeah, injuries are no fun. It sucks and I hate it. But if you rotate the eggs out, or not the eggs, the hens out, you can constantly get eggs. Unlike chickens who like to not lay in the winter, because I have a bunch of freeloaders, and they don't like to lay when they're molting. Again, I have freeloaders. It could be beneficial. I'm gonna try it. My thought is if I try it and I like it, I found something, oh wow, that's great. Yeah, Kiwi's a jerk. I love my husky, but she's a jerk. But yeah, so I guess it depends on how many you have. I think I'm starting off with like 15 or 20 or something like that, and we'll go from there. I need to get an incubator. I have my brooder set up with my little heat lamp. I still have my heat lamp and my brooder from when I had all those chickens in my office. Guess who's getting more things in their office? Hi, me. It's me. I'm gonna get more. Super excited. I'm gonna get more of those, and then I gotta get a brooder so that I can actually hatch the quail eggs. And then once I hatch the quail, I can get a nice rotation going. So I figure if I, every few weeks, hatch like 20 quail, my girls are molting so ugly, but still laying like crazy. My chickens are so ugly right now because of molting, so I feel you. They are so ugly, and I feel bad because there's nothing I can do about it, and other than like provide them with like extra food and extra comfort and all that, but they are ugly. And I'm kind of jealous because my girls are on strike. Well, I guess not all of them. I found like a few eggs. I found 3 eggs today, but that doesn't make sense because I have 7 or 8 hens right now. I'd have to go out and check. I count. I have 13 chickens in all. As long as I have all 13, we're good. But yeah, I found 3 eggs this morning, so most of mine are on strike right now, and it is. Hey, careful with that, okay? It is annoying. It is so annoying because of this time of year. They're either revolting because of the weather. In a little bit, okay. We got to do green first. But they are revolting, and it is so aggravating. Like, so aggravating. Oh, are you going to hold my squares for me?
Yeah, can I also hold these?
Hi, is it Higgy or Higgy? Like, I want to make sure I pronounce it right. Hi! Because, I am horrible with names. So horrible with names. Yeah, you can hold those, baby. Yeah, y'all, like, I keep having to. So on my TikTok, people are roasting me. Huga, like Huga, right? Okay, so it's like Huga Homestead. Just please make sure I'm saying that right because otherwise I will be very embarrassed. On my TikTok, I'm getting roasted. Huga. Ooh. um, yes, Huga. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for that clarification. I will put that in my mental note box. It is just so cute with the assistant. Yes, my little assistant she's so good at helping. Although, oh, she's counting my squares right now. She is. I have to get 94 of these, and it is a thing. We're going to get there, and I'm going to talk about the most random of things while we get there. We were just talking about Huga Homestead. Yes, I like that. I like that name. It hits like that little happy note in my brain for pronunciation. So it makes me very happy. I know that's weird. But anyway, on my TikTok, I am getting roasted. Like absolutely roasted for how I pronounce things. Like my favorite. Like I say favorite, right? But it's favorite. But I've always pronounced it favorite. So like I guess I just don't pronounce things correctly. And then like people are like roasting me for like how I say things. It is Danish. Nice. That's really cool. So are you like from like Europe, like Germany type area, or are you here in the like United States with like European roots? Like the crazy names in IKEA. I love IKEA. Except for like their instructions. Their instructions are pictures and I can't do anything. It doesn't make sense to me. I need words and they're just like USA. Okay, cool, awesome. I say, my analytics say that I have people that aren't in the United. So you went viral because of how you talk. No, I went viral because I made a 1-minute video arguing why rabbits are a better meat product. Okay, baby. Because I argued that meat rabbits are better than chickens, and everyone had a hissy fit. The concept of a cozy. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That is profound in a single word, and I like it. That's really cool. I didn't even know a word like that existed. Like, nice. Sometimes I feel like English doesn't have enough like complex words to describe a feeling. Like, have you ever just like looked for a word and you're just like that, like you come up with like 6 different words that are synonyms of each other, but they still don't fit what you're trying to like say. That's what I'm saying. They are. It's lots of meat and fast and cleaner. And y'all, everybody's arguing about protein poisoning and rabbit starvation. And it's driving me absolutely bonkers because, one, the study in 2005 that proved rabbit starvation or whatever is a complete fallacy because they were using wild rabbits, which have a much like lower fat content compared to domesticated rabbits, right? So it doesn't even take into account that domesticated rabbits have more than 2.5% more fat on their body. Not to mention, who is just eating one kind of food? If you were just eating one kind of meat, you're going to get scurvy before you get protein poisoning. And I went on a giant rant about it. Am I proud of it? No. But does it also hit the nice little endorphins part of my brain that is going, oh, you're talking about bunnies? Yes, it does. I should probably be more bashful about how much I actually talk about rabbits. But it's okay, you wanna know why? Because I made a new rabbit friend and we went on like a 6-hour car drive, 3 hours there and back to pick up rabbits. And most of the time we just talked about rabbits. I like rabbits. It might be a problem, but, at least it is a productive problem. Like, at least when I go into my little tangents, it's not like I'm just like sitting here and you should be proud of your bunny rant. I mean, slightly, yes. I'm sitting here like, but Yeah, I got that video got right now I'm like at 110,000 views. All yeah, bunnies. So yeah, and to be honest, I didn't even expect it because I was answering a question out of another video. That basically somebody was just like, "Hey, why do you think rabbits are so great?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is a great idea for a concept." And yeah, I also got some PETA people in there. I also had somebody who was like, so in case y'all don't know, like I sell my byproduct. Like if I have a show line and I can get a bunny to a pet home instead of like keeping them for my freezer, that helps pay for my grain and my feed, right? And I made a note that I'm not just going to sell a pet bunny to every or anyone, right? I'm going to educate them on how long a bunny lives, what they are required to have, and all this other stuff. And most of the time, I try to convince them to not get a pet bunny just because a lot of people aren't ready for that because they don't understand how hard it is to care for a pet rabbit. Unlike us, where we're raising meat rabbits and we're only going to keep them for 2 to 3 years. Like rabbits can live for 10 years and they're kind of stinky. They're kind of loud because they like to thump around and be crazy. Ooh, PETA. Yeah, I know, right? And somebody made the comment about, well, you're just going to kill and eat those rabbits anyway. Why do you care? And it's like, meow. I care because they're still my responsibility. Like I don't want to just be like, hey, have this rabbit so you don't know what you're doing. You put the rabbit in a hard situation because you don't know how to care for it. And then also, you're causing yourself a hard situation as the human owner because you're not ready for that. Like, just because I am responsible doesn't mean, that it's right or wrong that on the back end, like, I eat those rabbits too. Like you're still responsible for the things you breed. It's no different than a cow, a goat, or a pig. And then of course you get like the vegan ranters. But I will say, I'm ranting about those people. Most of the people are like really, even if they don't agree, they have been spectacular in keeping it nice in the comments. Um, I did get a couple comments about chapstick though, because I get like very dry, cracked lips this time of year, and exactly. My rabbits are living their best life, but they serve a few different. Yes, exactly. But you are 100% right, but you're also in this part of the homesteading, right? So you understand that there are so many multifaceted parts of it, but they don't understand that. But yeah, I've been getting a couple comments about chapstick, and now I have a running joke on my TikTok that I'm a reptilian. I actually made a comment. Somebody was like, "You're a monster," and I said, "Oh, thank you. I've been trying to get back to my reptilian roots. Dang adoptive human parents." And now it's an on-running joke all throughout all my TikTok videos. Yep, my humor. My humor sometimes. I was just like, oh, this is a fun joke. I'm shedding my reptilian skin. And then people will make like comments trying to get to you. Like they were like, I bet aliens say this about us as a food source. I'm like, I'd like to be there for that conversation. Like, do they have a preference for like different people? You have to make another video just putting on chat. This is why I love you. That level of petty, that level of I love that level of petty. That I'm putting that on my list, and the next time somebody comments that, I'm just gonna be like, hold on, wait a second, let me just.
I don't remember drawing this.
You don't remember drawing that? That's okay.
Do you have a picture though?
A picture for you to color?
Yeah, Colin did this.
Are you asking for markers?
Uh-huh.
Here, let me go get you markers. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. I just put on chapstick too. Chapstick is wonderful, but it only does so much. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna get in my closet to get her some markers. But chapstick only does so much, y'all. Like sometimes, no matter how well you do the chapstick thing, you still have chapped lips, and it's annoying because I don't know if I'm just using chapstick wrong or if I am here. Can we use our rainbow colors? I don't have markers right now. my parents got a few things, but one of the few things I agree with them getting, they got these adorable little like mess-free drawing sets, right? It's black set on like rainbow, and when you like scratch it, it's like drawing. It's so cool. Oh, they were waiting in the next video. People gotta love to be silly, so give it. I mean, I am. I get kind of like, baby, I don't have markers right now, okay? If you go look downstairs, I think there's some in your toy box, in your little green basket by your kitchen set, okay?
No, but when I was drawing your black kitty, was that blue marker?
I think the blue marker's still in the living room by the couch.
Which one? Which living room?
White couch. But yeah, like. I think my dyslexia is getting to me because I don't know what you're saying right there. I'm also kind of dumb. So if it's an acronym for something, I'm sorry, I don't necessarily know what you're saying. Again, I'm kind of dumb. But yeah, so TikTok has been so much fun this week. I've also gotten a lot of people who are now considering meat rabbits, which I love bringing people into the meat rabbit community because they are such a great resource to have just from a standpoint of they have a higher meat yield, they're cheaper. It's I report to the bot. Oh, it's a bot? Oh. Okay, good to know. Thank you so much for that. I'm still pretty new at the live streaming thing. This is live stream number, it's a bot. Okay, perfect. Okay, now I know kind of, because I'm used to the bots spamming, right? You know, how we've had that issue in other like lives. So I'm used to like the weird spamming bots about like OnlyFans and all that. But that one was new. That one was a new bot that I have never seen before. So thank you. I really appreciate that. I am running out of coffee and it is making me very sad. But yeah, so yeah, TikTok's been really fun. And I've got to talk to a lot of people and meet a lot of new people. And a much larger creator than me made a counter video about why chickens are better than rabbits. And then we started talking on said TikTok app, and he raises emus. Like, he was just telling me that he had just gotten what's called blonde emus in, and they were raising those. And he has giant dino birds. Like, he hatches dino birds. And that's just, I don't know if I should be impressed or terrified, but that is glorious. Like giant dino birds. Amazing. I love it. Still got to convince the husband to get a pig, but maybe a dino bird will be on the list. Be a nice, like, trade-off for chickens, right? Because, to be honest, I think we're done with chickens. I'm going to make a video about it at some point. I don't think we like chickens. Like, I have had, just a general dislike of them. They like to get out, and we've had issues with like predators, and they are freeloaders, and they didn't have a high as meat yield as we would like. And granted, we didn't do like the Cornish crosses. We did a heritage breed, but I don't think that the chickens are where we want to like go. Hi, Hat Creek Homestead, how you doing? We are, well, I don't know if anyone else is quilting, but I am quilting and talking about the randomness of the week and all that has gone on and is going on in my brain. And we're also talking about random bits of pettiness, because we are petty sometimes, and it is glorious, and I love it. But yeah, I am still making all 94 of my squares, rectangles. Quadrilateral. I need to go back to like high school geometry. Quadrilaterals. What is the word I'm looking for? It's a four-sided shape that is neither a square nor a rectangle. And sometimes they're kind of like, they're pinched up here and long down there, but it's not like a, not one of those. But like, it starts with a QU. I haven't been in that class now for like 10 years, and my brain is trying to remember it, and it just doesn't remember it. But it is. Yep, nope. I thought I had it, and the train has left the brain station, and it is not coming back. And I'm okay with that. Like, my brain does not brain sometimes. I am knitting socks. I love quilts, just never had the patience to make one. Ah, knitting. I have never had the patience to knit, so we are in opposite boats. What kind of socks are you making? Do you hand knit, or do you use that really cool like cranking machine? I'm not sure like if anyone else has seen those like really cool knitting cranking machines on like TikTok, but it soothes my brain. Like it's just quadrilateral. Yes, quadrilateral. Thank you. That is the word I was looking for. You are amazing. Thank you for that word. So yeah. But yeah, knitting is really cool. Yes, baby. Okay, I'll be careful. I won't knock your crayons, okay? But yeah, ooh, I knocked y'all. Hand knit and toddler socks. Ooh, that's really cool. Toddler socks, nice. As I say, knitting is really cool. I have never been able to figure out like the back and forth part. Like crocheting, not so bad. Knitting, I'm horrible at. I put so many holes into things that it's just they always end up like super ugly. But that's really cool. Toddler socks. Huh. Is there a reason why you're just like making toddler socks, or like, is it just like an easy to do project to just like calm down for the night? I love projects, y'all. I love this time of year because I don't feel bad for like not being outside, so I can actually get some quilting done. But I'm going to be getting a lot more quilting done because I'm going to be getting ready for, I like to sell quilts at like the farmer's market. And I prefer to crochet, to knit, and for my son. Oh, okay. My girls still have some of those reusable doodle pads. Sorry, I'm slow chatting. No, that's okay. That's perfectly fine. You can slow chat. I crochet him a sweater. No, it went away. A sweater is a really big project when it comes to like knitting and crocheting. I would love to see what it looks like in the end because I have never had the patience to do that. Like quilting, it has different like layers to it. So like right now I'm cutting fabric, right? Which is like interesting to me, but I'm gonna be bored of it soon. But by the time I'm bored of it, I have to sew all the pieces together. So it's like really nice. So I would love to see the little sweater that you make, and that would make me super happy to see when you're done, if you pretty please would. I don't know, do you have like an Instagram where you like post things? Because I really like seeing people's projects. I post pictures of, oh, perfect. I will have to, and is your Instagram the same as your user tag here? Just so I'm following the right person, because I would love to see all your stuff and go like spam your account with a bunch of likes and comments about how pretty everything is, because I like seeing projects and everything, and it makes my heart happy to see people like crafting things, because it's an art. Yes, perfect. I'm going to, after I'm done with this live, I'm going to hop on my Instagram and I'm going to go find you so I can go see all of your pretty crafts, because it makes my heart happy. But yeah, so yeah, I always admire people who can do like the really like fancy like crafts. Another one is the felting. I think felting is super cool, how they can take like the felt and turn it into like all kinds of shapes and everything. But I don't think I'd have the tag. Hey girl, just going on. What you doing? Oh, I'm making a quilt for my best friend. It's going to be this quilt, but instead of like being like blue and orange, it's going to be green, white, and gray and be giraffe based. And I had this cute little owl fabric for the gray, and I'm super excited. Like, she's gonna have a baby, y'all. Oh, I'm so excited for her. She's gonna be such a good mommy. And I'm really hoping she has a girl, because I told her, I'm like, I have all of the stuff that I haven't taken to the Goodwill yet. And I'm like, would you like it if you have a girl? Because I will hoard it like a dragon hoards gold. Yes, I'm so excited for her. Her and her husband have been trying to have a baby now for a little while, and they're going to finally have a squishy baby. And she's so excited. We talked on the phone about it, and she is just so precious. Like, maybe one day I can get her to come on to the YouTubes, but she's like super shy. It's also hilarious because she is 4'11", and it always gets me going because she claims she is the biggest man. What all animals do you have now? Okay, so we have outside. We have the chickens. We have mini Rex rabbits, standard Rex, and then we also have silver fox rabbits. We have 2 horses. We have a goat. When you come inside, we have 4 cats, 3 dogs. We have a macaw, and then we have 2 different fish tanks. And I'm trying to convince my husband to get a pig. And we're gonna get quail soon. The quail are coming like in the next couple of weeks after they hatch out. So I'm super excited for that, and I need to get my brooder set up because they're going to be the cutest little cheeps. So yeah, we have quite a few, but we have less chickens. I finally got all the roosters butchered out because Danny is amazing and got all those taken care of. And y'all, he did so good butchering out all those chickens. Like, he got everything separated out, and he's gotten super good at like getting everything done. Although he says that he still absolutely hates plucking. I don't blame him. It's a texture no-no. Like, the wet feathers on the plucking is a texture no-no. I hate plucking. I'll do it, but I hate it just because of the feeling of wet feathers. So, oh, thank you, City. Have you ever considered rats, or do you find I love rats? So my dad, for 10 years worked at a pet store, right? And they had naked rats, and I always loved seeing them get new ones in because they were the cutest little naked babies. I love rats. Now convincing my husband is the problem, but I love rats. I think rats are adorable. But then again, there is a very few animals I don't find adorable. I love animals. So yes, I love rats. Other than like the naked rats, like I love unicorns. That is a great choice. Unicorns are so pretty. Are those your favorite animal? Sydney said her favorite animal are unicorns, and I think that is a glorious pick. But yeah, so I would love to have rats. More than rats, though, I would love to get a ferret. I had a friend growing up who had ferrets, and yeah, like ferrets are just, they're cute, they're fuzzy, they're kind of like snakes, but they're not like snakes. And they're kind of like rats, but they're not like rats. They're so special. Or a pet fox would be cool. I've joked about getting a pet raccoon, but right now, raccoons are kind of on our naughty list because we had a couple incidences with raccoons and our chickens this year. So that kind of sucked. But I think the point here is I'm crazy, and I will own any kind of animal given the chance. My fish tank back here, doesn't really have any, it has plants in it, and I've been trying to figure out what kind of fish to put in it. And part of my brain is like, do they have miniature piranhas? I think that'd be a cool pet, a miniature piranha, and I could feed it hot dogs, and I could name it Sir Chomps a lot. Well, that's because piranhas are special kind of fish, and they have really sharp teeth like this, and they go nom nom nom.
Can they eat hot dogs?
Yeah, they can eat hot dogs because they have really super sharp teeth.
But can they still eat the same fish that our normal fishes eat those too?
I mean, I suppose so, but why would you want to feed them normal food when you can feed them hot dogs?
We could put the normal food on the hot dogs.
We could put the normal food on the hot dogs?
Yeah.
Ooh, I think that's a good idea, Miss K. But yeah, so I would love to have rats. But I also, even though I say I want all these things, right?
Still working on the green bit.
Yep, still working on the green bit.
Some different kind of green.
Yeah.
Look, they look like a cool meal.
But yeah. I say I want all these things, but in reality, when I look at it and the time I want them so bad. I have a bearded dragon fish tank. Oh, it disappeared. I had bearded dragons growing up. Do you have standards or do you have fancies? We had fancies, and they were yellow fancies. And my sister named one of them Merlin. The other one's name is Toothless. And I'm forgetting the third one's name. Bearded dragons are fun, though. We had a lot of fun. Django? I think its name maybe named Django. Bearded dragons are a lot of fun. They are a cool pet to have. Let's see here. Hoo! I just see Hat Creek. They just started following me on the Instagrams, so I can find them even easier. They were telling me earlier that they are making toddler socks, and I am excited to see them and the sweater they are going to create. That is going to be super exciting. I'll tell you what else. What would be cool to start doing, right? And I've run it by Danny a few times, and he just kind of looks at me. I would love to get a miniature mule. I think that would be fun, and I could like hook it up to a little cart on a little plow, and it could plow my fields. Technically, the goat could do it. I just saw that notification come through. Thank you. That'll make it so much easier to find you, so that I can see all of your pretty creations and stalk you slightly for those pretty creations because I like it. Fancy bearded dragons from PetSmart. I rescued her from my brother. He did not care. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, bearded dragons. Bearded dragons have this misconception that they're super easy to take care of. And a lot of times you'll see with bearded dragons that they don't get enough calcium, and they don't have the proper light set up, and they get issues with their bones, and they have issues during their growth spurts, or they either are too fat or too thin because they're getting fed too many crickets, worms, and all that, and they're not getting fed enough variety with like their vegetables and everything. So owning a bearded dragon can sometimes have its challenges. He would go weeks without feeding her. Oh, that really sucks. Well, hopefully she's doing like a lot better now, and you've gotten her weight up, and she is just the happiest, most thriving dragon ever. Because bearded dragons are really cool. Let's see. Another, growing up, I always wanted a chameleon. Those things are cool. But as an adult, I am glad I never got a chameleon. Because...
No, a chameleon because if it has kids, the one that kids are to see him, no one cannot find him.
Sydney's been watching Tangled apparently because she just told me that you don't want to get a chameleon because if it escapes, it will blend into everything and you'll never be able to find it, like Pascal. She's 2.5 old. I got her a few months ago and she's grown a lot since I got her. That's great. Like, you know, I am so glad that she has found someone to take care of her and that she's doing better and that she is growing and getting stronger. Like, happy ending pet rescues are always like, you know, are always amazing because you never want to see an animal in that situation because an animal always deserves the best. But once they get out of that situation and they are thriving and glowing, it makes for a happy heart. Can I have that back? Thank you. Y'all, if you have a toddler around and you have a rotary blade, see how that's out? Always click your button so it's hiding. I am always like paranoid that she's gonna accidentally cut her fingers, so I always click that button just in case, because I would not be having a good day if she got her fingers. I would be so upset with myself. So, always check your rotary blades. Thank you. I say, I'm so excited for this quilt. I gotta see, at some point, I need to test to see if I can sew while I'm on a live or if my machine is too loud. I have like this old sewing machine and it is such a pain in my butt because it is so clunky. So I want to see like if I get really bad feedback on it on video and if it's going to be like too loud. Because if it is, I can just do normal videos while I'm quilting. Like I can go over, the longer comment disappeared. There was a comment where you were talking about your bearded dragon and there was stuff after it and it disappeared out. Yes. I'm not sure if you're talking about another comment or not, but If you were, I'm so sorry. I am horrible at lives, and I don't necessarily know how to bring it back. I will get better at these. I am getting better at them. This is a lot better than my first one, but I am still a baby YouTuber, and we're gonna get better at this. I swear we're gonna get better at this. But I really do like going on lives when I get the chance because I get to talk to y'all. What's up, Bugga? I don't need a strawberry, but thank you, baby. But yeah, I love going on lives and talking to y'all. I wish I had more time to do them though. My problem is that, you know, between the farm and the kids and all that, it's kind of hard to actually plan one out because I don't want to be like, hey y'all, I'm going live tonight at 7 p.m. And then at 7 p.m. my 8-month-old decides that the only thing I need to be doing is cuddling her, which I'm perfectly okay with. Like, I love cuddles, but I don't want to make promises that I can't keep. So, until I get the girls to be a bit older, I'm just going to be spontaneous and just pop up. It's horrible, I know, but I still want to get these lives in because I really do like talking to y'all. But it's about a once a month thing right now. Eventually, we'll make it into a 2-month thing. But, y'all, I'm not sure if I'm excited about this news or not. I did something I have never done in my adult life before. I put in my 2 weeks notice for work. And, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday will be my very last day at my job. And I am terrified because, like, I am not one to, like, quit anything. I will plug along. Bearded hamster, I love cockatiels. Flight room, oh, that's so cool. Goat, 4 mini Rex looking for chickens. That is so cool. That is a lot of animals. I want a flight room so bad for Pickle Rick. He is my macaw. Right now, he is stuck with just being he is my living room bird. He just kind of chills out and lives his best life, free ranging as he will. But I want to create an aviary for him once we have time, and it's a little warmer so we can go outside and go have a nice little fly area. We're working on flight training him. 4 mini Rex. I love mini Rex. I'm biased though because I have mini Rex, and mini Rex are the bomb. I love mini Rex. We have had chickens, ducks, coon dogs, silver fox rabbits, and cats. Oh, and 10 kids. That's a lot of kids. I applaud you for being able to do. I have 2 kids, and I feel like and a basset. I love basset hounds. Those are so cute. But I do applaud you. 10 kids and being able to have that many animals and knit and have everything together, like, you are a superhero at that point. Like, that is amazing. I applaud you, and I am envious because I have 2. And I feel like I have no kind of schedule, and I'm all over the place. I love coon dogs, though. Silver foxes. I want a macaw one day. If you're going to get a macaw, I'm going to warn you. They are a lot of work. They are very loud. They are very messy. They are very destructive. They are very moody. And I advise that everyone not get one. And that is just to, like, not get anyone's hopes up that they can handle one, because they are one of the most rescued birds in bird sanctuaries. And they take a lot of maintenance and a lot of care and a lot of attention. The other day I was having coffee with mine, and he decided that my ears need bit. Why? I have no idea. Like, he didn't break skin or anything, but it was rude. He was being rude. So if you are going to get a macaw, just know that they are buttheads, and they are so hard to deal with sometimes. Like, don't get me wrong. Do I love my macaw? Of course I love my macaw. I am going to keep him till we are both old and gray. That doesn't mean that he is not a butthead. And loud. He screams a lot. We're working on that, but he screams a lot. And he also,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, yeah, yes.
Then still,
Yeah. As I say, the other, like, I don't know how many times I've been doing something. He might stop screaming. I don't know. His new thing is he likes to he won't fly over to us. He's still terrified of flying no matter how much we've worked with it. I've been trying to breed my mini Rex for 4 months, and I finally got my first 3 fall-offs on the 19th. Congratulations! That's super exciting. Complete chaos. We have 5 at home still. Oh my god, 5 boys. That's a great split. 5 boys, 5 girls. That's a really nice split. My brain. I'm 13 now, so it'll be a while till I get a macaw. Congratulations on getting a fall off. Just remember that prepare for babies, but don't expect babies, especially with the time of year. A lot of times females this time of year, they don't want to be bred or they aren't very successful in breeding just because of the time of year. And with you being 13 now, that's 5 years worth of study until you are 18 to be the perfect macaw owner. And even then, you're going to fail and make mistakes, and that is okay. Just do your research and be the best pet owner you can be, just like with all your other pets. What was the other thing that I was thinking? Oh, yeah. That's a nice, and then as for the 5 boys, 5 girls with the age split thing, that's actually a pretty decent age split. I'm just trying to think here, it sounds weird, right? Because, I'm just thinking, packing 10 lunches for lunch and making sure that all 10 kids are in a vehicle to go to school, or that, do you do, when they were all, small and in the house? I know that, age-wise, I don't think they were all at the house at the same time, but did you, used to do, head counts to make sure that they were all there? How did you manage that? Honest curiosity. And then did you have your own football team? Because that's like a football team, and that would be amazing. Or were the fall offs were with an orange black booted tribuck and a blue fawn harlequin doe. Harlequin. Okay. So it sounds like you're going for either tries or Harleys. Remember that with that combination, with the booted and the Harley, you have a 50-50 on the EN gene. So 50% of them, and this is speaking from genetic coding, 50% of them are going to be your tries, and then 50% are going to be your Harleys. With that being said, with it being a booted try, remember booted genes carry on that broken line. And because you bred that to a self Harley, it's going to be more likely that you're not going to get that white coloration, right? So you're going to have a very difficult time if you want to take those to show getting a kit that's going to be appropriate, especially since unless something changed, you cannot show Harlequin mini Rex. You can only show those tricolors, and they're really picky about their tricolors too. But that's going to be, I would love to see those babies, just because I have a soft spot for tricolors and Harlequins, and I have my first Harlequin out in the garage right now, and y'all haven't got to see it yet. Oh my god, I have a color series, and I have my next one coming out. I have done the A gene, the B gene. I'm skipping the C gene for now because it is complicated and I'm still trying to figure it out. So the D gene is next, the dilute gene, and I'm so excited about that. If you want to hear me go off about color genetics for an hour, for the next hour, I will talk straight about color genetics. Yes, we have one called Kevin. I love it. We have I think I read that wrong. My bad. He's 14. That's a good age, though. 14 is an amazing age, just from kids I've been around and worked with. 14, you can see my bunnies on my channel. 14 is an amazing age because most of the time they are out of that prepubescent pouty phase, and they actually start to have an idea of themselves. And I'm also, I'm not a really big fan of like any child under the age of 5. But like coffee, I know, right? Coffee. Um, but I like young teenagers. Like the age range of like 13 to 15 are so much fun, and like when I worked with like 4-H and everything, they're just like when I was in 4-H with horses, they were always the most daring, the most adventurous, and all that. And they just they were sassy, and they would roast me, and they were awesome kids. Um, I will have to go check out your YouTube channel to go see your mini Rex because I'm nosy and I like looking at bunnies. I am always. He is physically 14, mentally about 10 to 8. He is a hoot. I bet he's a hoot. Like, I bet he is hilarious. Um, my cousin, he's autistic, and he would roast you up and down all day. And the things he would roast you about would be like the most minor, minute things. But the way he would roast you about it, just, you couldn't help but laugh. And it would get me going. I haven't talked to him in a hot minute. I'll have to check in to see how he's doing. Because his brother's in the army, and he's a lieutenant. And I've been talking to him a good bit, but I haven't talked to the younger of the two cousins. That is one thing I've noticed growing up, is I don't talk to my family much, and I definitely need to. Because I am a hermit, and it's probably good to talk to my family. Or to show up on them unannounced. That might be fun too, just show up on their doorstep and be like, hi, hey, what's for dinner? My brother has Down syndrome, and he's 10 now, and he is the star on my mom's Instagram. Yes, I love it. I say, kids always steal the spotlight. They are just so stinking adorable. Say, yes, he says the most hilarious things. Yes, it's that tone too, that matter-of-fact tone that just gets you. Like, it shouldn't be funny, but yet the matter-of-factness is, I think, what makes it funny. Because, like, you're sitting here, and you're like, not only did you just say that, you said that with a straight face. Legit, I deserve that. And it's just, and then it sticks in your head for the rest of the day, so every time you think about it, you, like, just start laughing your butt off. These rectangles are never ending, y'all. I am dying with these rectangles. I know I need to get these rectangles done, but so many rectangles. And I'm going to check, just to make sure I have to make like 90 some of these. 96 of these. Yeah, I gotta make 96 of these. We had a 9-year-old with Down syndrome. She is not humored by... my brother is hilarious, but also a spoiled brat. Both of those comments right there, that is just siblings. Like, siblings in general, like, just love to hate on each other and hate to love on each other. My sister and I used to get into physical altercations. I mean, we would beat the crap out of... What pattern are you making? Oh! So, this is what it's called, right? I don't know if that's backwards or not. It looks backwards on the screen, but it looks like this. These, like, pretty little squares and, like, little... but instead of doing like the blue, the orange, and the red, the quilt is going to be green, white, gray, and black. Because that is the pattern for my friend's nursery. And I'm making her a lovely little baby quilt. So I am making, right now what I'm working on is, so you see in these squares how they're like, how long are you staying on? I'd love to hang around. I don't know. I don't have any plans to go or to stay. If you need to go or if you want to stay, either way is good. I'm just waiting for my husband to basically drag me to bed. He was playing video games. He was playing, what was he playing? It's the one that has the little dancing characters and you go around and it's almost like paintball and you tag each other. Fortnite! Yeah, he was playing Fortnite. So I'm just waiting for him to...
Don't forget us to change different teams.
Yeah.
And can also shoot people.
Yes, you can.
And
So
you can build stuff.
and you can build stuff. Yep.
Out
So
with
I'm just kind of waiting for him to tell me he's done playing Fortnite, so that like I'm not bothering him because I want him to have his fun like little gaming time. And so I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay on and chit chat and all that, but I'm just gonna quilt and chit chat until I get told it's bedtime because we're supposed to be watching this horror movie. I've tried to watch it now. This will be time number 3, and I keep falling asleep during it. I want to stay on. Well, stay on. Stay. We can chit chat. We can hang out. I'm out of coffee, but that's okay. I say, I love doing these lives. It's just finding the time to do them and to schedule around the youngest being awake. Because the youngest is really hard to quilt with because it's sharp blades. And I don't want to accidentally, like, cut her or, like, sew her fingers to anything. So I can't really do quilting when she's awake. And doing the lives with her, sometimes it works really well. And then other times I'm on my way home, then I will switch to my laptop. All right, sounds good. You're 13, you're not driving. My bad. I was gonna say if you're driving, don't drive in YouTube. Sorry, my brain. That's where my brain goes. But my grandma was Amish and she used to quilt all the time. I can't sue to save my life. She is the one who taught me how to crochet and knit. That's really cool. Was she part of the Amish group up in Ohio or one of like the other Amish groups in the United States? Because back home I was about an hour away from Amish country. Damn it. You want me wanting coffee? Coffee is life. Coffee is the best thing. It is the elixir. All is good. I don't recommend coffee at this time at night, but then again, I am also drinking coffee at this time of night, and I'm in this is cup number 3 today. I am a caffeine fiend. So it is horrible. It is bad. What's up, Buggy? You want on my lap? Okay. But yes, coffee is just life. I absolutely love coffee. I drink way too much of it. I know I drink too much of it. Missouri. Okay. Missouri's a really nice place. I've been there a few times, and we've been to like the Ozarks and everything. So I kind of know the vet Jenna. We are Mennonite. Okay. I have a question because we had some Mennonite around there. So I know that like with different Amish churches, they have like different rules about what's allowed to be used and what isn't allowed to be used when it comes to like modern technology. Is it the same thing for Mennonites? Like, is it dictated by like your church or your grouping, or like how does that work? Because I'm honestly curious because they're not as well known as like Amish, and like you see that they have kind of different rules. My brother, 16, drives and YouTubes. He got mad when I accidentally snitched because my parents kept asking. Oh no! You say accidentally snitched, but was it an accident? Because if you're anything like me, I accidentally snitched on my sisters when we were growing up all the time. We would do that a lot. The whole "I'm telling mom" moment. Yeah, you shouldn't play on your social media and drive. That is super dangerous. Like, hey, I need to move that. Thank you. All right, there you go. Now you can hold it. I'm gonna say, I do like listening to podcasts while I'm driving, but I try not to play on my phone while I'm driving because the last thing I need is to like crash my vehicle, because I'm not a horrible driver, but I'm not the best either by any means, especially in the snow. We have snow right now. In fact, the snow was so bad the other day, Danny would not let me drive the car, and he had to go drive me in the truck down the mountain because he was afraid that I was going to crash and burn. And I had both girls in the car too, so he's like, I'm just gonna drive you, which I appreciate. Don't get me
But
wrong.
you don't mean Sissy and
Hmm?
you don't mean Sissy and Daddy and me.
No, I'm just talking about you. Yes, each church just has its own rules. Most Mennonites are more liberal than the Amish when it comes to technology. Okay. Nice. That's really interesting. Let's say, are they like written down? Like, I know that sounds weird, right? Yeah, it was kind of on purpose because he was being a punk to me that day. Are the rules like written down, or is it like a verbal passage kind of thing? Just from a standpoint of like, how do you remember what's like okay? How do you remember like what's not okay? Like, again, honestly, I'm curious. I like learning about like different cultures and how people work. If I'm overcrossing a line, please tell me, because I by no means do I mean to be rude whatsoever. I'm honestly curious. Yes, siblings can be punks, but you might need to pull the sibling card one day and ask for a favor. So you have to be careful about, even though he is being a punk, overstepping those boundaries, because you might need him to save your butt at some point. But I totally get it. One time, me and my middle sister were fighting, and she was hitting me with a binder, and I somehow scratched her, and she still has scars from it. Or there was one time we like nearly, or we did, I can't remember. It's all kind of a blur. Kind of got into a bit of a fist fight one day when we were out riding bikes. That was fun. And mind you, as adults, we're really good friends and we're really close to one another. We talk to each other nearly every day, and we laugh about those things now. But growing up, we hated each other at times. But like, it was one of those like, I can beat on you, but if anyone else like tries to beat on you, it's the end. They're in trouble because I will protect you with my life kind of moment.
That's how tiny, Sissy, tiny.
Mm-hmm. It is getting tiny.
That's how you're gonna make like.
Yeah, we have our good and bad days. Yeah, that's kind of how it is as siblings. I will say, as you get older and as you grow up, there are more good than bad. More of a verbal passage, no need to write them down. The bishop will for sure and certain let you know if you're breaking them. Okay. Verbal. Okay. Verbal. So it's kind of like as you grow up, you're kind of verbally taught it, and it's kind of ingrained into your brains. Okay. Watch your fingers. That's actually really cool. My dad growing up, before I could have a whole live stream on everything my dad has done. He has. You are also taught what they are when your classes before you do your kneeling vow and officially join the church. Kneeling, like when you say that, is that like a rite of passage into like adulthood? Like how does that work? Honestly, again, just curious. But yeah, before my dad worked at a pet store. He was a preacher, and I have some interesting stories growing up. He was a preacher when I was born up until I was about 7 for the Methodist Church. So those are some good times. And before that, he was a music teacher. And somewhere in between all of that, he was like really big into computers. And now he works at a deli. My dad always finds like the weirdest yet coolest career paths, and he has had so many jobs and has done so many things, and it always makes me smile because he always comes home with the coolest stories and the most random of like anecdotes, and I have grown to love his weird little anecdotes. It makes for the most interesting of conversations. Oh, there's Danny. He just texted me. Let me see what he said. Yes. That's probably my cue. More of a verbal passage. No need to write them. Oh, that came up. Oh, Y'all, Danny just gave me the signal to go to bed. Before you can marry or have a vote, you have to join the church, and the way you do that is by taking a kneeling, and then you go to the front, and the bishop baptizes. Oh, that's really cool. So it's kind of like joining the community and coming into adulthood by sprinkling water on your head. That's actually really cool and really interesting. Like, huh? Okay, so it's kind of like a rite of passage. Huh? That's really cool. I've never I've never had anything like that. So I just find that to be like really interesting and really neat, and to have that kind of like community behind you is just something that's really like nice. Like, to be honest, that'd be really nice to have a community behind you and to have people who like bring you into the fold or whatever. I don't say whatever to be blasé. That's just my filler word. I hope that didn't come off wrong. Um, but yeah, I would love to talk more to you about that because again, I love learning about different cultures and how people like do things because, you know, I'm curious. I'm a curious human. But I loved so my Bach New York spread the one dough, so text the other. Officially a member of the church, and you can break the rules. You can be shunned. That's not fun. Being like I know with I'm not sure how serious it is with Mennonites compared to Amish, because again you hear more about like Amish communities, but that is a terrifying terrifying thing to think about. Um, yeah, I would not want to. I that would be horrible to be honest. Just to like have your community and your family like not talk to you and to be like, you know, kind of like I get you do something wrong and everything. Don't get me wrong, like you do something wrong and I know there are consequences for doing something wrong, but to be put in that position would be scary. Um but yeah, I want to talk more about this at some point. I would love to talk more about this, but if I don't get going downstairs, Danny is going to be just a smidgen upset with me. So I'm going to go downstairs, y'all. And I wanted to say thank y'all so much for joining in on this live. I had a lot of fun. I got a lot cut, which is super exciting. And we will have to do this again sometime. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all later.